Hello and welcome to All Things Rift, episode 14. Today I'm going to give you a little Ember Isles preview. Now, the first thing you might notice when you log in is that the little buttons down here in the bottom right have changed. Well, they might not be in the bottom right for you, I suppose. They've made them into menus instead of individual buttons, which is a smart space saver. Now, you can still press Escape to get into the system menu if you'd like. Now, one of the first things that I needed to figure out how to do when I logged in was how to get to Ember Isle. And what you do is you go to the territory in your capital city where normally you have the zone event quests, and you should find one quest right there, and it's called Hop, Skip, and a Teleport, and that actually is the same whether you're Defiant or Guardian. It's the same quest name. And then what happens is on your map, it actually shows you a little waypoint of who you need to go talk to. You'll turn in the quest on the other side of the teleport, but you just want to get to the teleport. That is a waypoint on your map. Now, when you get to Ember Isle, you pull up the map here and you can find out where to turn in your quest. Now, you can see it's a pretty large zone, actually, and you'll be in a different spot if you're Guardian. There's a Defiant City and there's a Guardian City. You can see the size of this zone. I don't know if it has an equivalent. It's probably the largest zone in Talara. And as you can see just right off the bat, it's pretty cool looking. And there's a lot of eye candy in this zone. It's a really cool zone to look at. So here I am, turning in the quest, Hop, Skip, and a Teleport. And I pick up a new quest. Now you'll notice down at the bottom where it says Reward, 30,780 XP, and that's particularly nice because, as you know, it takes a lot of XP to fill up your planar attunement points. And now, as you can see, there's some other quests that popped up on my mini-map, and just so you know, there are quests all over this zone, and they don't tend to be in hubs as often. There are a couple of hubs, but there's quests just all over this zone and just from individuals. So you definitely want to do a lot of exploring in Ember Isle, find all the individual quests. Most of them will offer a quest reward as well, a faction reward for the new faction, so that's a good thing. Now, you'll also notice that there are particulums, and you can get back to the mainland, and you can get back to anywhere on the mainland, which is cool. Now, I know that Ember Isle is supposed to be for well-geared players or teams, which means, of course, that my Invincible Mage spec would probably do just fine here, but I didn't bring the Invincible Mage because I knew I wanted to do a lot of exploration, so I figured, that I'd like some stealth action. And I wanted to try my DPS Rogue spec to see if I could out-DPS your average opponents. But then I realized, as you can see by the fact that I just removed myself from combat accidentally, that I don't know what my hotkeys are anymore. I don't know which rotations to use. It's been a while since I've played the Rogue, so my first fight here doesn't go so well. But knowing that my first attempt went poorly because of my lack of remembrance of my class here, I decided to go ahead and give it another shot with a different creature, but all of these creatures have around 13,000 XP, so this is that's pretty normal here. So I'm going to go ahead and give this another try, and the second attempt actually goes considerably better, although it's still not terribly easy because as a rogue I am a bit on the squishy side, but at least I know I can survive with the DPS Rogue spec, which means that my Cleric spec should do just fine, my Mage spec definitely will do fine, and my Warrior spec should do fine as well. So realistically, if you have a good spec, you will be able to survive out here without gear, and you can see the kills are 1,840 XP, but it's not necessarily going to be the easiest thing. Okay, so I wanted to go exploring, and one of the first thing that I noticed was that there's this giant volcano that's spewing ash and stuff into the air, and I really wanted to go and check it out. And so and you can see, again, I haven't explored that much. This really is quite a large zone with a lot to see, as I mentioned earlier. So here I am just trying to get up the mountain here to see if I can find the volcano. Now, actually, you can't, I don't believe, get into it, and a big fireball is spewing and headed for me, but it misses. I don't know if those hurt or not, but you might want to watch out for them. As far as I know, you can't actually get up the face of the cliff this way. I tried, I could not find a way to do so, but you can come around through other paths. And one thing that I've noticed is they've actually implemented kind of a World of Warcraft style of way of finding paths, which is there's torches. So anytime there's like a mountainous path or a path that might be a little difficult to find, look for torches, because they generally will mark the mountain trails. Now, there's also a lot of new and cool creatures in this area. It's full of new things, and here's a Pyrkari. As you can see, he's got a bloated stomach and some claws and fire. That one's stuck in a rock right now, so he's not doing me much good, but there's another one up there. I'm just going to kind of run up here and fight this guy. You can kind of see the nasty long claws, and he's kind of cool. I'm going to skip ahead here and show you the end of the fight, because they have some fairly cool death animations here as well. He throws fireballs and he hits you with those claws and all kinds of things, and there, oh, his stomach explodes. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Okay, and here's just another cool creature here. Just kind of looking around. You can see there's the typical imps, but there's a lot of other things as well, too, that are nasty. I'm very happy to say that my stealth is actually holding much better than it does in, like, your standard dungeons and things, so that's a good thing. Okay, so here I am, and I've actually found my way into the Searing Brink, and I'm just going to show you this. This is one of the cooler spots, I think. And those guys look like maybe some Guardian quest givers, I'm not quite sure. Look at that. Tell me that lava isn't completely cool. Now, as I'm kind of looking around here, it's kind of reminding me of something. Does it sort of remind you of anything here? The ring is mine. So I continue on in my exploration of the Isle, and I suddenly get the bright idea that, hey, maybe I can get a world or at least a server first on something, so I start checking the achievements to see, because I haven't found any artifacts yet, and by the way, I do find some eventually, but they're not as plentiful as I would have thought with as much exploring as I did. So I start thinking, hey, maybe I should get some achievements. So looking at my achievements, I see that there's 3 that I can get with relative ease. One is the Explore achievement, which is just to explore pretty much the entire island. One is the puzzle, and one is the, you can jump off this waterfall and not take any damage. So I go to try and accomplish these achievements, and I go to the spot where I learn that the puzzle is supposed to be, and here I am, and I'm not finding a puzzle. I do see some other people searching for the puzzle, which kind of makes me a little nervous about being server first. But I'm looking around, I don't see a puzzle, and so finally I go to the exact coordinates where it's supposed to be, which happens to be 12823, 3857, 12823, 3857, and I discover this little thing right here, which I click on, and it teleports me to the puzzle, and there's lots of people trying to solve this puzzle, and certainly somebody has. So that's not gonna work. So off I go to do the Explorer achievement, and I get that. There it is. And no, not a server first. So here I come to the waterfall. Now my first attempt at going into the waterfall ends badly, but on my second attempt I do manage to get the achievement, but once again it's not a server first. So, I guess that's the end of that. But at any rate, so for the rest of this video, I'm going to show you a video of Ember Isle and talk a little bit about this channel. Now, first off, there are lots of things happening in my world at the moment. Soul Searcher's Guardian Guide will be released very soon, and there will be some great sales going on through the holidays. Now, the $19.99 sale price that's been on the Defiant Guide since launch will be going away by the first of the year, likely never to return, so now is a good time to get it. Now, there's also going to be special sale pricing on the Defiant and Guardian combo, and I'll be matching those prices for everyone who has already purchased the Defiant Guide, again through the holidays. In December, I'll be working on an Ember Isle guide as well, so I expect some post-50 content to be coming your way, hopefully fairly soon. Now, December also marks the launch of another game that you all might be aware of. It's a little game called Star Wars: The Old Republic. And with that, I'll be launching my reviews and in-depth gameplay videos for MMORPGs beyond Rift and WoW, starting with Star Wars. Now, the plan all along has been to do at least one Rift video per week, plus in-depth reviews of other MMORPGs, as opposed to the standard first 5-minute walkthroughs that you can find all over YouTube, and they're, you know, not terribly helpful to find out what a game's all about, in my opinion. But as soon as Soul Searcher's Guide was complete, that was the plan. Now, unfortunately, completion of Soul Searcher's Guide has taken a lot longer than expected, and it isn't helping that Trion continues to modify and add to Rift. But I guess that's the price I pay for getting involved with the best new game of 2011. That said, the Guardian Guide is launching very soon. I have no timetable on the Ember Isle guide, and I do plan on doing a lot more videos because with the guide complete, I can focus a lot more attention and time onto the YouTube channel. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching episode 14 of All Things Rift. Hope you enjoy your Ember Isle adventures, and have a great day.